Open any web browser on your computer. I am using Microsoft Edge as I am using a Windows PC. In the address bar of your browser, type gmail.com. In the Gmail login window, select your Gmail username or type it from the keyboard and then enter the password. Click on the next button to log into your Gmail account. This will open the Gmail inbox. To start the Google Slide applications, click on the Google Apps icon, which is here in the top right hand side corner of the screen. It will open a list of all the Google applications for you. And this is the icon that we are looking for. This is the icon for Google Slides. If it is not visible in this area, then you can scroll down and somewhere in the applications list you will find this. Click on the Google Slides icon to open the application. Once the application has been loaded in the new tab, this is the welcome screen of the Google Slide. From this area, you can start a new blank presentation, or you can also choose from the gallery of the templates. Now, templates are the pre-designed presentations here, and you can directly use them for making your own presentation simply by clicking and editing the contents. But for this tutorial, we are going to look at a blank presentation. Click on the blank button to create a new blank Google Slide presentation. Once the new Google Slide presentation has been loaded, you will see these elements on the screen. Let's look at different parts of the screen one by one. The panel which is on the left hand side is the thumbnail preview of all the slides that you have added to your presentation. So right now we have just one slide, so you can see only one thumbnail here, but more thumbnails will appear as we continue adding slides to our presentation. The biggest area which is here in the middle is the design area, and this is the area where we will be working most of the times, and this is where we design the slide which has been selected in the left hand side panel. The right hand side panel changes according to the options that we are using. So right now it is showing us the themes option, but if I choose the text box or if I choose any other element in my Google Slide presentation, then this right hand side panel can change automatically. Also, you can choose to close this right hand side panel by clicking on the close button. So for now I'm closing this panel as we don't need this right now. To start adding elements to the slide, you just need to click inside these text boxes. Now you can see there are two text boxes here. This is one text box and this is the second text box. And these text boxes, they are actually called as the placeholders. Placeholders means the containers where you can add the content to the Google Slide presentation. A slide presentation is not like a Word document where you can type anywhere, but in the Google Slide presentation, you need placeholders if you want to add a text or an image or any other kind of element to the slide. We will see later on in this video to add our own placeholders. For now, we just use the text boxes which are already available here. So to start typing here, just click the mouse inside this text box and then you can start typing from the keyboard. So let's say Google Slides. That's the heading of my presentation, and then this is the basic of the slides application. So just type the content from the keyboard and then it will appear on your slide. Right now the slide presentation has only one slide, but what if I want to add more slides to this? To add more slides to the Google Slide presentation, you take your mouse pointer over this plus button which is in the left top hand corner of the screen. So if you click on the plus button, a new slide will appear in our presentation. But along with adding the slide, we can actually choose the layout of the slide. So if you click on this arrow, which is next to the plus button, it will show you a list of the different layouts. Now, different layouts, they have the placeholders in different areas of your slide. So this is the title slide, which is right now appearing in our presentation. Another slide is simple title slide with no subheading. Then you have a title and the body layout, title and 2 columns layout, title only, and so on. We have so many layouts created for us by the Google Slide application, and we can directly use them. And these are the most commonly used layouts, so they are available here. For now, let's add the slide with the title and the body. So you click on that layout, and then automatically that layout slide will be added to your presentation. You can see here now I have 2 thumbnails which are representing both the slides in my presentation. So if I want to add slide number 2, you click on the slide number 2 in this panel, and then the slide number 2 will open in the design window. And just like before, we can click our mouse inside this text box, and then we can start adding the text to our slide. I've got some text added to the slide here, but as you can see that the slide is not very beautiful to look at. It's a plain white background with some black text on it, and it's not looking so beautiful and attractive. So there is an automatic option in the Google Slide by the help of which we can add some colors and design with just one click. To use that option, you click on the slide menu. And in the slide menu, you will find the option change theme. So click on this option. Once you click on the change theme option, you will see that the right hand side panel is showing us a list of the themes. Now themes are the combination of the background, the colors and different graphical elements which makes up a beautiful design for our slide. So all these themes are available here. And the only thing we need to do is to click on any theme, and that theme, those color styles and everything will be automatically applied to all the slides in our presentation. So let's choose one beautiful theme for the presentation we are creating. So I'm very happy with the blue and gold. The color scheme is very nice. And as soon as I clicked here, you can see that we have these colors, the blue, this yellow line at the bottom, and this is small line here, and the white line at the top, and everything. All these elements, they have been added to this slide automatically. Now let's look at slide number 2, and if you see that the background of this slide is not very much nice. It is a simple plain white background. So what if I want to change the background of any one particular slide by myself? So that's quite possible. To do this, in this toolbar, you click on the background button. This is the change background button. You click on this, then the change background window will appear, and we have 2 options. The first option is that I can choose a color, and that color will appear as the background of my slide. So let's click on a background color here. And as soon as you click on that color, the color appears in the background. Another option is that you can choose an image, and that image will appear and in the background of your presentation. So we can go to the Google image search, and let's say I want some textured background. So you can type here textured background. So it will show you several textures here, and let's say I'm happy with the screen color. So you click on the texture that you want to apply, and then click on the insert button. The image has been selected for the background, and now just click on the done button, and you will find that the image that you selected in the previous window is now appearing as the background of this slide. To add an audio file to your slide, click on the insert menu, and the third option from the top is audio. Click on it. When you click on the audio option, this small window will open where you can choose the audio file that you want to insert in the slide. But here we have a limitation that you cannot upload a sound file which is stored on your computer. If you want to add a sound file which is on your computer, first you have to upload that sound file to your Google Drive, and then from the Google Drive folder it can be added to the slide. So as you can see here, we do not have an option of selecting a file from the computer. So I already have some sound files on my Google Drive which are listed here, and all your sound files will also be listed. So let's choose one sound file, let's say this Karna Budka file, and then it will take few seconds for the audio file to insert in your slide. And after the audio file has been added successfully, you will see this speaker icon which will be visible on your slide. Let me just remove the text box, we don't need it here. And this is the icon of the audio file. So we'll just click on this icon, just bring it in the middle, make it bigger in size a bit so that you can see it properly. Okay, so once you click on this audio file, you will see that the right hand side of the window is now showing me the options for the audio playback. So as I told you earlier, the right hand side of the window, it will change automatically according to what you are doing in the design slide window. So right now I have clicked on the sound icon, so the audio playback options, they are appearing automatically here. From this window, we can actually make some changes to how this audio file will be played during the slide presentation. The first option is to choose how it will start playing, and there are two options that we can choose from. The first option is the on click option, which means that the sound file will not start playing automatically. It will start playing only after I click on this play button over here. So you can see there is a play button, and if I click on this play button right now, it will start playing the sound for me. So if I want this audio file to be played only when I click on the play button, we have to choose this option on click. But if I want the sound file to play automatically as soon as this slide appears on the screen, then you click on the option automatically. And what will happen when you start the slide presentation, when you start presenting it on the full screen and slide number 3 appears on the screen, this sound file will start playing automatically. So these are the two options, on click and play automatically. The third option is to select the volume level. So if you want to play the sound in a lesser volume, a lower volume, that you can choose from here by the help of this slider. So 100% is the maximum value and 0% is completely mute. So you can choose the sound level you want. The next option, hide icon when presenting. So you can see that the speaker icon is visible on the screen. And if I do the presentation of this slide right now, to start the presentation of the slide, you must click on the present button, which is in the right top side of the window. So if I click on this present button, you can see that the slide presentation is now started. It's full screen and the icon of this speaker is visible. Now sometimes I do not want this speaker icon to be visible on the screen as it doesn't look nice. So what we can do is we can hide this icon from the screen when we start presenting the slide. So if I click on this checkbox and I click on the present button, now you can see that that speaker icon is not appearing on the screen. We cannot see it, but the sound is still playing. So this option is available only if you choose to play the sound file automatically. If I choose the option on click, then you can see that this option is no more available to us. So this option is visible only when the automatically option is chosen. The next option is to loop the audio, which means that once the sound file has stopped playing, it will again start playing from the beginning. So my sound file is of 1 minute and 34 seconds duration. Once it has finished playing, then it will automatically start if I choose the loop audio option. The third option is stop on the slide change. So I have inserted this audio on slide number 3. So let's say if I change to slide number 2 or slide number 1, then what will happen to this sound file? If I choose this option, stop on slide change, then as soon as I change the slide, the music will stop playing. But if I remove this checkbox from here, then this music file will play for the entire duration, even if I change from slide number 3. Whether I go to slide number 1, 2, or if there is another slide number 4 here. So if I change the slide, the sound file is still continue playing. So that's what happens with this option. Click on the insert menu, and the fourth option from the top is the video option. We will use this video option to insert the video in our Google slide. So click on this. After clicking on the insert video option, you will find this window where we have 3 options to add the video to our slide presentation. The first option is that you can search the YouTube and you can use any YouTube video to insert it directly on your slide presentation. The second option is to insert a URL or the link of the video, and then by the help of the link, that video will appear on your Google slide. And the third option is to insert the video which is there on the Google Drive. So for this example, I'm going to use a YouTube video to display it on my slide presentation, and I want to insert a Lego robotics model which I saw on the YouTube. So this is a very nice video for making a Lego video model. So I click on this. Once you click on this video, click on the select button. After clicking on the select button, that video will appear in your Google slide presentation. As soon as this video is inserted, you will find that the right hand of the window is now showing you the options for making the changes to how this video file works. So the first option we have is to play this video, and we can play this video by clicking on the play button, or we can play this video automatically as soon as the slide appears on the screen. So let's change the title of this, Lego video models, and we click on the video file and choose the play on click option from here and start our slide presentation by clicking on the present button. The slide appears on the screen. The video frame is also here, but you can see that the video has not started playing. So now I will click on the play button, and when I click on the play button, then only this video starts playing. Okay, so the video has started only after I clicked on the play button. So this is what happens when you choose the play on click. The next option is to play this video automatically. And when we choose this option, as soon as the slide appears on the screen, the video will start playing. So let's click on the present button and see how this thing works. And this time the video has started without me clicking on any play button. So these are the 2 options, play on click and play automatically. If you choose the option play automatically, we have got 2 more options that we can choose from. The first option is to start the video at a certain number of seconds. So let's say I do not want to watch the first 20 seconds of the video. So I can skip the first 20 seconds by typing 20 over here. So what it will do now, it will start playing the video at 20 seconds. So the first 20 seconds of the video will be skipped. And similarly, if I do not want to watch the video at the end, let's say the video is of 13 minutes and 28 seconds, and I'm not interested in watching the ending of the video. I want to watch the video only up to 12 minutes and 53 seconds. So we can type 12 and then 53 here. And now when we present our slide, the video will start playing at 20 and automatically stop at 13 minutes and 53 seconds. Okay, 12 minutes and 53 seconds. Okay, now let's click on the present button and see what happens. So you can see that the video has started playing at 20 seconds and not from the beginning. And if I scroll to the end of the video, we chose 12 minutes and 53 seconds. And the video has automatically stopped playing at 12 minutes and 53 seconds. So that is how, by the help of these two options, I can choose when to start or when to stop the video. The last option is the mute audio option, and this option is useful only if I want to show this video to my audience, but I don't want them to hear the sound that is coming out of the video. So we just click on the mute audio option and click on the present button. And this time there is no sound coming from the video because it has been muted. So that these are the options when we want to change the settings of the video. We can make our Google slide presentation more attractive and interesting by adding some special type of animations to our slides and also to the elements which are present on the slide. And the first effect that we are going to see is the slide transition effect. To apply the slide transition effect, you click on the slide menu and then choose the option transitions from the list. The transitions window will open on the right hand side of the Google slide window, and it has two parts. The first part is the slide transition part and the second part is the object animations part. So first of all, let us see what a slide transition part is. So right now you can see we have 4 slides in our presentation, and if I click on the present button to show the slides full screen, the first thing I see is slide number 1. And if I click the mouse button right now, it will automatically show me the slide number 2 on the screen, then slide number 3, and then slide number 4. But the changes in the slide, they are sudden changes. So immediately after slide number 1, slide number 2 is appearing, then 3, and then 4. But what we can do here is that we can apply a kind of a special effect when we are changing from one slide to another. And that special effect is called as the slide transition. To apply the slide transition, just click on the slide that you want to apply the effect. And then in the slide transition window, where it says none, which means that we have not selected any transition effect right now, click on this arrow next to the none, and it will show you a list of all the transition effects which are available. So for this slide presentation, let us choose the cube effect. And now this slide has been applied a cube transition effect. You can choose the speed of the animation from the slider over here. So if you take the slider to the extreme left hand side, this is going to be the slowest transition time. And if you drag it towards the right hand side, then it will make the animation effect faster. So we choose a medium effect here. And if you want to apply the same transition effect to all the slides, which we normally do while designing a slide presentation, you click on the button apply to all slides. So I'm clicking on apply to all slides button now. And as soon as you click on apply to all slides button, notice that there are these small circles appearing next to the slide number. This is what I'm talking about. You can see there are these circles appearing here on number 2, number 3, and number 4 also. So if you have these circles appearing here, it means that we have applied some kind of transitional effect or animation effect to these slides. So now we have applied the transition effect to all the 4 slides. Let's click on the present button and see how this effect looks actually. So now I am clicking on the present button. And that's the first slide that appears on the screen. When I click the mouse button, You just saw that the slide has changed with that special effect of a rotating cube. I click the mouse button again, and then you have the slide changing from slide number 2 to slide number 3, but with an animation effect. So that's what a slide transitional effect is. The next effect which we can apply to our slide is to the elements which are present on the slide. So on slide number 1, I have the title of the slide, and then I have a subtitle of the slide. And when I'm running the presentation, these two heading and subheading, they are appearing on the slide at once. So to add more interest, to add more attraction to my slide presentation, what I can do is I can animate these two headings and subheadings also. To apply the animation effect to these elements on the slide, first of all, you click on the heading. So now I have selected the heading of the slide, and then go to the motion panel. If the motion panel is not available, you can go to the slide menu and then choose the transition option, and then this thing will be visible here on the right hand side. It says cube here because we have already applied the cube transition to slide number 1, but this time we want to add an animation to our heading. Click on the add animation button, and it will show you a list of some options which we can select to modify how this animation works. The first option is that what type of effect we want to apply. So we click on this arrow, and it will show us a list of all the animation effects which we can choose from. So let's say I want to choose the effect fly in from the top. And now you can see that there are two categories of the animations. It is in animation and out animations. So when the slide appears on the screen and you want this heading to appear inside the slide or to come onto the slide, that time we will use the in option. And when the slide is disappearing from the screen and you want this heading to disappear, that time we have to use the out option. So now we want this heading to appear in the slide. So let's choose any in effect. So let's say fly in from left. So now this fly in from left effect has been applied to my subhead, to the main heading. The second option is that when this animation should happen. There are three options. The first option is on click, which means that this heading will appear into the slide only when I click the mouse button. So let's choose this option. Click on the present button. And you can see that the slide has appeared on the screen, but the heading is nowhere visible. And the reason is that I have selected on click to make this heading appear. So if I click the mouse button, now this heading has entered into the slide. So this is what happens if you choose the on click option from here. But if I want this heading to appear automatically on my slide, then we have to change this option to after previous. And after previous means that whatever effect was there before this, it will automatically happen. So once the slide transition has finished, then automatically the fly in from left effect will start working without the need to click the mouse. So let's click on the present button and see what happens. And this time this heading has appeared automatically into the slide without clicking the mouse button. And for this you have to choose the option after previous. So let's apply the effect to our subheading also. So I will click my subheading, and this effect is the one that we have applied to the heading already. And to apply the effect to the subheading, we click on the add animation button again. And this time also I choose the effect fly in. Let's choose fly in from right this time, and then choose the option on click. So my heading is appearing automatically. You can see I have selected the option after previous, but for the subheading we have selected the option on click. So let's go to the present view and see what happens this time. So this time the heading has appeared automatically because I have chosen the option after previous, but the subheading is not appearing because we have selected the option on click. So if I click the mouse button, now the subheading is appearing from the right hand side. So that is how I can choose when and how these animations will take place. Now if you look here closely, we have the third option, which is with previous. And this option is useful if I want to run two animation effects together. For example, I want this Google slide heading and the basics of slide subheading to appear together on the slide. Right now they are appearing one by one. So if I change this option from on click to after previous, and then we run the presentation view, the heading will appear and then the subheading will disappear, but they are appearing one by one. What if I want both of them to appear at the same time? In that case, I will select the subheading and choose the option with previous. Now with previous means that the animation effect on the subheading will run along with the previous animation effect. The previous animation effect is the fly in from left for the heading. So let's run the presentation view and see what happens this time. And now you can see that both the heading and the subheading, they are appearing on the screen at the same time. So that is how we can change that, how these things they appear on the screen. So on this slide, we have a number of points written inside the text box. As you can see here, we have 2 points here, and I'll just copy paste these 2 points quickly to like make 4 points in my slide. So if we apply the animation to these 4 points here, let's see how this thing works actually. So I will select the entire text box here and click on the add animation button and choose the animation effect fly in from the top, and then I want them to appear on click. So let's click on the present button and see how this thing works. So the slide has appeared on the screen, but you can see those 4 points are nowhere because I must click the mouse button. And when I click the mouse button, all these 4 points, they appear on the screen at the same time. But what if I want them to appear one by one? Let's say I'm talking to my audience and I am explaining these points one by one to them, and I don't want them to see point number 2, 3, and 4 before I finish the explanation of point number 1. So the meaning is, I do not want these 4 points to appear on the screen at once. I want them to appear on the screen one by one. So that's quite possible. We just change a setting from here. So you select the animation that we have applied, which is over here, and you will find an option saying by paragraph. By paragraph means that the animation will be applied to each line of the text one by one. So if I choose the option by paragraph and now I run the presentation, when I click the mouse button, only the first line of the text is appearing. When I click the mouse button again, we have the second line, third line, and now the fourth line. So now you can see the difference is when I didn't select the option by paragraph, then all the 4 lines they appeared on the screen at once. But when I selected the option by paragraph, then the lines are appearing one by one on the screen.